remind all of us again about our previous discussion. In the beginning of the chapter 14, Krishna glorifies transcendental knowledge. Yeah. And then he explained also the entanglement of the jivas by the three modes of material nature. How is the characteristic of a person influenced by the modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance is described by the Lord. So from text 10 onward, we will be discussing about Krishna's further explanation about the three modes of material nature in terms of the three modes of material nature will have some competitions among them to influence the jivas. And also Krishna will describe about the resultant of the actions of a person acting in certain mode, and then death. Yeah, Krishna will talk about that. What will be the destination of a person who die in a particular modes of nature. And then toward the end of the chapter, Krishna will explain about how to transcend the three modes of material nature. Yeah. So that is a synopsis of our today's discussion. Yeah. So from text 10 to 18, we'll be discussing about the characteristics, action, and death in the modes. Yeah. Text number 10. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance. O son of Bharata, sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times, ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy. Yeah. So this particular verse is explaining about the competition amongst the three modes. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada writes, therefore, one who is actually intent to advancing in Krishna consciousness has to transcend these three modes. The prominence of some certain mode of nature is manifested in one's dealing, in his activities, in eating, etc. Although there are these three modes of material nature, if one is determined he can be blessed by the mode of goodness, and by transcending the mode of goodness, he can be situated in pure goodness, which is called the Vasudeva state, a state in which one can understand the signs of God. Sorry. So amongst the three modes, of course, we know that the mode of goodness is the best. Yeah. But still, that is not good enough to bring us to the transcendental platform. So even one has to transcend the mode of goodness. Yeah. But still, when a person is situated in the mode of goodness, it is actually a favorable platform to practice spiritual life. Yeah, to practice spiritual life. But of course, ultimately, we have to transcend. And that pure goodness, or Visuddha Sattvam, is also sometimes known as the Vasudeva platform. Yeah, there is a description by Lord Shiva to Parvati about this Vasudeva platform, where he mentioned Sattvam Visuddham Vasudeva Sadvitam Yadiyate Kuman Apavitam Sattve Chatasmin Bhagavan Vasudevo Yadok Sajome Manasa Vidiyate. So the Visuddha Sattva platform is also known as the Vasudeva platform. Sattvam Visuddham Vasudeva Sadvitam. So the word Vasudeva means a person who already transcends the three modes of material nature. Yeah, like we see Vasudeva, Krishna's father. And if we observe how Krishna appeared in the womb of Mother Devaki, it is very nicely described in the Srimad Bhagavatam that first Vasudeva, the father of Krishna, of course, he is the father of all living beings. Anyway, Vasudeva first meditate on Lord Krishna. Yeah. And then from his mind, he transferred Krishna into his heart. And then from his heart, he transferred Krishna into Mother Devaki's heart. And then from Mother Devaki's heart, Krishna descended to Mother Devaki's womb. So Krishna's uh, conception, so while they are doing this conception, so it is not through sexual intercourse, but it is through pure meditation. Yeah. So pure meditation, Vasudeva, therefore his name is Vasudeva because he transcends the three modes of material nature. He is situated beyond even Sattva Guna platform. Yeah. So this is happening. The three modes of material nature is always competing. And matter of fact, actually, the three modes of material nature is actually influenced by time also. Morning hours mostly Sattva Gun. Yeah. Therefore, it is very nice to chant our japa early in the morning. Yeah. As the sun rising, the mode of passion start defeating the other two modes. Therefore, body becomes active and activities going on. So many things going on when the sun rising. And then when the sun setting, the mode of ignorance start influencing. The body goes to sleep. Yeah. So time is also influencing the three modes of material nature. Therefore, the best hours to study, to chant our rounds is actually early in the morning. Yeah, early in the morning when there is no disturbance. When there is no disturbance. Yeah, we just focusing our mind in our sadhana. Therefore, many devotees, when they miss to get up early in the morning, they struggle with their rounds. This is a fact. They struggle with their rounds. Even if they can complete their 16 rounds, but the quality of the chanting is not as good as while we are chanting early in the morning. Yeah, you observe this. You observe this in your own life. Yeah, if you miss the morning hour and you cannot finish your rounds in the morning, then it will become a big struggle to chant your round, to finish your round during the day. Yeah. Because the three modes of material nature is competing and influencing the body. And that's also influenced by time. But of course, if a person is already in the transcendental platform, so the influence of the three modes and the influence of time does not affect him. Yeah. For example, like Srila Haridas Thakur, he can just sit and chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra all day long. Yeah. Morning, afternoon, evening, night, doesn't matter because he's no longer influenced by the three modes of material nature. Text 11. The manifestation of the mode of goodness can be experienced when all the gates of the body are illuminated by knowledge. So knowledge is the characteristic of a person in the mode of goodness. Yeah. In the mode of goodness, one can see things in the right position. One can hear things in the right position, and one can taste things in the right position. One becomes cleansed inside and outside. In every gate, there is development of the symptoms of happiness, and that by knowledge and the symptoms of happiness. That is the characteristic of a person in the mode of goodness. Text 12. O chief of Bharatas, when there is an increase in the mode of passion, the symptoms of great attachment, creative activity, intense endeavor, and uncontrollable desire and hankering develop. This is the mode of passion. One in the mode of passion is never satisfied with the position he has already acquired. He hankers to increase his position. If he wants to construct a residential house, he tries his best to have a palatial house, as if he would be able to reside in that house eternally. And he develops a great hankering for sense gratification. There is no end to sense gratification. Yeah, just like you try to feed fire with a fuel, with the expectation that the fire will become subdued, the fire will become satisfied. Najatu kama kamanam upabhogena samyati. So upabhogena samyati means by supplying enjoyment. Upabhogena, by supplying enjoyment for the senses, actually the senses will hanker for more. Now, the fact is like this, we work, for example, and then every month we get the salary for $500. And then we may think that, oh, if I get a better job, if I can earn $1,000 per month, I will be happy and settle my life, and I just chant Hare Krishna. That's it. And then you work, you get the salary, $1,000 a month, and then your mind start thinking, you know, you want a better job by which you can earn more. So actually, this business is endless. Yeah. This business is endless. Just like you buy a car, for example. Okay, the latest version of a car just launch. So you buy that, and then next year another new car appear, and then you think you want to sell this one out and then buy another car. So it's going on like this. There's one devotee in Indonesia. One devotee, he's pretty old. He passed away anyway already, but I'm telling you one story here. He's pretty old. He's like over 70, and he got diabetic, heart attack, so many complications. It's like he faced many health issues. And even in that situation, being an old man, and then he's sick also, so he still struggled to build up a big house. Yeah, 4 stories building house. And before his house completely constructed, he just passed away. He passed away before the corona in 2017. I remember he passed away. So he was expecting that he will build his house and he can enjoy the house. But then before the house finished, before the house ready, so he passed away. Actually, in that age, actually, you don't need a big house. You don't need a big house. You just need a small kutir to do your bhajan. But we always think that there will be another day to enjoy. There will be another day to enjoy, another hours to enjoy. Yeah. So that's the mode of passion. Yeah. And then text 13, when there is an increase uh, in the mode of ignorance, O son of Kuru, darkness, inertia, madness, and illusion are manifested. When there is no illumination, knowledge is absent. One in the mode of ignorance does not work by regulated principles. He wants to act whimsically for no purpose. Even though he has the capacity to work, he makes no endeavor. This is called illusion. Although consciousness is going on, life is inactive. These are the symptoms of one in the mode of ignorance. Like Krishna mentioned here, like darkness, inertia, madness, illusion. Yeah. So inertia means laziness. Have you heard the word procrastination? Yeah, procrastination means postponing. This is actually mode of ignorance. Just like we set up our alarm, for example, at 3 o'clock in the morning. When the alarm ringing, so we just push the snooze button, snooze another 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And then when the next 10 minutes, the alarm ring again, there is an option, dismiss or snooze. So most of our tendency, we just snooze the alarm, snooze after 1 hour. Yeah. So inertia or procrastination, laziness. This is laziness. Yeah. Although a person has the capacity of work, Prabhupada mentioned here, but still one doesn't perform that. So that is the influence of the mode of ignorance. Yeah. Sometimes we are asked to do some certain service for a week. The deadline is a week. This has happened in many of the Bhakti Shastri batches that I'm teaching in. So I give the task, okay, here is your essay questions. You get 1 month to write your essay and kindly submit. So the student keep thinking, okay, tomorrow I will write essay. and tomorrow comes and he doesn't write. Again thinking tomorrow. So tomorrow, after tomorrow, another tomorrow, and finally 1 month, and fail to submit. This has happened. So actually we have a lot of time to write an essay. Actually, you can spend just 2 or 3 hours for one essay. That's like maximum. You can write one essay. Yeah. But if you think, okay, let me do it later, let me do it later, let me do it later. So that won't happen. Now, this is practical for all of us here. I mean to say, just want to encourage also all the devotees here. Like this is happening. So this is the mode of ignorance. Yeah. Procrastination, postponing all the time. Yeah. Thinking that I'll do it later. Just like we snooze our alarm in the morning. Yeah. Every night, we as devotees, we always think, okay, let me get up tomorrow at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll chant as many as rounds I can before the Mangala Arati. But because we have this tendency to snooze the button, to snooze our alarm, and sometimes we don't chant even one round before Mangala Arati. Yeah, and then chanting the round becomes struggle again, another struggle of the day. Yeah, mode of ignorance, influencing. Yeah. Yeah, this is from the Sarada Antami. By studying these three texts, we get an idea which mode of nature are affecting us. Often different times of the day and various occurrences throughout the day place us under the control of one mode or other. Yeah. So these are the symptoms of the person influenced by three modes, certain modes of material nature. And these three modes will always competing. Yeah. Text number 14. When one, now we are talking about death in the mode. Yeah. When one dies in the mode of goodness, he attains to the pure higher planets of the great sages. Yeah. One in goodness attain higher planetary system, like Brahmaloka or Janaloka. The three, and there enjoys godly happiness. The word Amalan is significant. It means free from mode of passion and ignorance. Like Amala means actually pure. Yeah. But of course, here we are talking about certain level of purity. Yeah. So goodness is much more better, much more pure than passionate. Yeah. We continue. There are impurities in the material world, but the mode of goodness is the purest form of existence in the material world. There are different kinds of planets for different kinds of living entities. Those who die in the mode of goodness are elevated to the planets where great sages and great devotees live. Yeah. So we can see here, goodness start from here, Guar Loka to Satya. Yeah. And then text number 15. When one dies in the mode of passion, he takes birth among those engaged in fruitive activities, and when one dies in the mode of ignorance, he takes birth in the animal kingdom. Yeah. Prabhupada's purport. Some people have the impression that when the soul reaches the platform of human life, it never goes down again. This is incorrect. According to this verse, if one develops the mode of ignorance after his death, he is degraded to an animal form of life. From there, one has to again elevate himself by an evolutionary process to come again to the human form of life. Therefore, those who are actually serious about human life should take to the mode of goodness and in good association transcend the modes and become situated in Krishna consciousness. This is the aim of human life. Otherwise, there is no guarantee that a human being will again attain the human status. Yeah. So here is the destination of passion and ignorance. Yeah. Ignorance will go to the lower species of animal. Text number 16. The result of pious action is pure and is said to be in the mode of goodness. But action done in the mode of passion results in misery, and action performed in the mode of ignorance result in foolishness. Yeah. Purport: the result of pious activities in the mode of goodness is pure. Therefore, the sages who are free from all illusion are situated in happiness. But activities in the mode of passion are simply miserable. Hmm. Any activity for material happiness is bound to be defeated. If, for example, one wants to have a skyscraper, so much human misery has to be undergone before a big skyscraper can be built. The financier has to take much trouble to earn a mass of wealth, and those who are slaving to construct the building have to render physical toil. The miseries are there. Thus, Bhagavad Gita says that in any activity performed under the spell of the mode of passion, there is definitely great misery. There may be a little so-called mental happiness. I have this house or this money, but this is not actual happiness. As far as the mode of ignorance is concerned, the performer is without knowledge, and therefore all his activities result in present misery. And afterwards, he will go on toward animal life. Animal life is always miserable, although under the spell of the illusory energy, Maya, the animals do not understand this. Slaughtering for animals is also due to the mode of ignorance. Yeah. So this is the result. Yeah. This verse is explaining about the result of action in a certain mode. Yeah. Mode of goodness will bring happiness. Yeah. Mode of passion will bring great struggle. Although as Srila Prabhupada mentioned here that there is some sense of enjoyment, but that enjoyment is very, very fragmental. Yeah, very, very less. Yeah. And in the mode of darkness, it just simply ignorance. Yeah, will bring us to the life of to the animalistic life. Yeah. So in the mode of passion, especially, most of the people in this world is actually influenced by the modes of passion. Yeah. Everybody is running to strive so hard, just to bring material happiness in their life. But actually, that's as it is described by Rupa Goswami, it is just chapla sukha, yeah, flickering happiness. Yeah. You may have a big house, nice car, a lot of money, but how much food you can eat. When the body gets tired, that's it. You just need to lay down and sleep, no matter what. Yeah. You see people in the bus, people on the train, not very comfortable place to sleep. But when the body is fatigued, and that's it, it's over. You just sleep. So I'm saying this doesn't mean that I'm encouraging everybody to live like a poor man. No. But if we are serious about Krishna consciousness, we should avoid the prayasa. Yeah, as Rupa Goswami explained, this is not favorable. Prayasa means over endeavor. Yeah, over endeavor. Yesterday, one devotee, yeah, exactly. Yesterday, one devotee told me that how his friend, another devotee, just lost around $1,500. Yeah, $1,500 within a second. Yeah, $1,500 within a second in his bank account. So somebody just sent him an SMS asking for his bank details because this is from the bank staff, which is actually want to, I don't know what the guy said, but it's for the update of something. And then he just gave his bank details without second thought. And within few seconds, his money is gone. And then my friend said, yes, see how Krishna tricked you. If you simply accumulate, and accumulate without using it in Krishna's service, somehow or other, Krishna just take it from you in whatever way. Sometimes we have this tendency, to accumulate, to accumulate. We don't want to spend our money. We love our money so much. We love to see the big numbers in our bank account. We don't want to spend it. And somehow or other, Krishna, through different arrangement, just take it because we don't engage that Lakshmi. We don't engage that Lakshmi. Yeah. So with our hard endeavor, we accumulate, and then, but how much we can enjoy? That's the mode of passion. Yeah. Text number 17. From the mode of goodness, real knowledge develops. From the mode of passion, greed develops. And from the mode of ignorance, develop foolishness, madness, and illusion. Since the present civilization is not very congenial to the living entities, Krishna consciousness is recommended. Through Krishna consciousness, society will develop the mode of goodness. When the mode of goodness is developed, people will see things as they are. In the mode of ignorance, people are just like animals and cannot see things clearly. In the mode of ignorance, for example, they do not see that by killing one animal, they are taking the chance of being killed in the same animal, killed by the same animal in the next life. So this law is called the karma mimamsa. Mimamsa means mamsa means victim or prey. So actually, there is a mantra that you have to chant before killing an animal for the sacrifice. Yeah, when if for example, like those who are worshipping Kali, sometimes they offer animal on certain days to Durga. Yeah, so there is a mantra that they chant, this Mimamsa mantra that they chant, and the translation is like this, okay, now I kill you, in my next life you shall kill me. So this is called Mimamsa. Yeah. So you have to be ready with the consequences. Yeah. You want it or you don't want it, the law of nature will always work. Now you kill the animals, in the next life you will be killed by that same animal. Yeah. You will assume their form as that certain animal, then he will kill you. And then in the mode of passion, people become greedy and their hankering for sense enjoyment has no limit. Yeah. One can see that even if one has enough money and adequate arrangement for sense gratification, there is neither happiness nor peace of mind. So this is the mode of passion. I have a friend. He's an American. He just we served together in Cambodia for 9 years. Yeah. So, and then he's old now. He's like 67 years old. He just came to Mayapur day before yesterday. Yeah, 2 days ago. Yeah. He said that he want to spend his life here. He want to die here in Mayapur. I said that's good. And then he just told me, 2 months ago, he still have $100,000 in his bank account. Within 2 months, he lost $80,000. Now he has only $20,000. And he's feeling that he's so poor now. And I told him, you have that much money, $20,000. I even never had $5,000 in my life, and I feel so grateful. Now he has $20,000, and he feels that he is very poor. And on top of that, he has some property in Thailand, in Bangkok, and every month he gets like $1,000. I said, come on, man, $1,000 is like 80,000 rupees. Yeah, 80,000 rupees. In India, you can live in Mayapur like a king. But still, he feels that he's poor because you already have like $1,000 $100,000 in the past, because I told him many times, he's my friend actually, because he's doing this kind of business, trading, kind of gambling actually, with the oil, with some investment, this and that, with the oil market, or he's playing sometimes with the gold, silver, this and that. I told him this is gambling, you know, and you are breaking subtly, you are breaking the regulation. Better not to do this. Sometimes it's easy to get money in that way, but in one shot you may lose so much money. He already lost $100,000 in the past actually. Now he lose again $80,000. Now he has $20,000, and every month he gets fixed income for $1,000, like 80,000 rupees. I said, you are an old man, you just live here and chant Hare Krishna, take prasadam, and get some nice apartment for yourself. For 80,000 rupees, you can live like a king, honestly speaking, here in Mayapur. Yeah. And he's feeling that he's very, very poor. So this is the mode of passion influencing so much. You always feel that you are lacking something, although you have more than enough. More than enough. You see how powerful is Krishna's energy. Yeah. Influencing different people in different consciousness. Yeah. I'm now at this moment, I feel that very grateful to Krishna that he never put me in the life of a rich person. Yeah. When you are very, very, very rich, and now you have only $20,000, that's like, I don't know how much that in rupees, but that's a lot of money. Yeah, that's a lot of money. And you get fixed income, $1,000 every month. So that's like, Krishna. Yesterday, when I talked with him yesterday, I was thinking like, oh, Krishna, if you give me this life, like what he has, I'll just chant Hare Krishna and do my sadhana, and that's all. I'll preach. Yesterday, I was thinking like that. Maybe if one day Krishna give me such life, different thought will appear. So we have to be very careful, with our consciousness. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So while text 16 describes the result of action in each of the three modes of nature, this text explains the immediate causes of those results. Yeah. Now here, the concluding verse of what we discussed so far. Yeah. Udvam gachanti sattvasa madhyeti santi rajasa jaganya guna vrittista ado gachanti tamasa. Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live in the earthly planets. And those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish world. Yeah. Therefore, in the beginning, I said that most of us here who live in this earth influenced by the mode of passion. Yeah. Because this is the Brahman. Sattvagun, we live on the higher planetary system. Rajagun live here in the Bhurloka. Tamagun live in the hellish planet. According to the degree of development of mode of goodness, the living entity can be transferred to various planets in this system. The highest planet is Satyaloka or Brahmaloka, where the prime person of this universe, Lord Brahma, resides. We have seen already that we can hardly calculate the wondrous condition of life in Brahmaloka, but the highest condition of life, the mode of goodness, can bring us to this. The mode of passion is mixed. It is in the middle between the mode of goodness and ignorance. A person is not always pure, but even if he should be purely in the mode of passion, he will simply remain in this earth as a king or a rich man. And then according to the development of the mode of ignorance, people are brought down to these abominable conditions. The word tamasaha is very significant here. Tamasa indicates those who stay continuously in the mode of ignorance. without rising to higher mode, their future is very dark. Yeah. Even in the mode of uh, goodness, yeah, when one is promoted to the higher planetary system, actually there is no secure place. There is always a loophole by which one can glide down again to lower mode of nature. If we study the narration of how Gopakumar, yeah, in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, you may have heard this last time, how Gopakumar he traveled, yeah, is actually a son of a cowherd man in Govardhan, and he was traveling, you know, to different places, and then finally he reached um, heavenly planet where he glorified actually Indra. Oh, such a nice place you have. This is a perfect place to live. And Indra said, no, 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 there is higher planet. And then he kept going up to Satyaloka. And then he told Lord Brahma, this is the best place. Everybody is in meditation, everybody is in the mode of goodness, you know. What more you expect in this life? And Brahma said, no, 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 there is higher place. And then he went to Vaikuntha, and then he went to Ayodhya, Dwaraka, and then finally he went to Goloka Vrindavan. Yeah. He kept thinking that, oh, this is a better place, this is a better place, this is a better place. But the resident of that place keep explaining, no, no, there is a higher place, there is a higher place, until he reached Goloka Vrindavan. Yeah. So I'm saying, like, even in the mode of goodness, you know, of course, the mode of goodness is the best that we can get in the material world, and you can be promoted to the even up to the Satyaloka, the topmost planet. But still, there is a chance to be influenced by the mode of passion and ignorance, and then we have to come down again. Sine punya martial shanti. Especially when our piety, material piety is finished, we have to come down again. We found actually the description of Lord Brahma's body in the Srimad Bhagavatam. It is described that Lord Brahma's body is made only by a subtle element of intelligence. See, he doesn't have gross body like we do, you know, but his body is fully made of intelligence. Even then, also, he still get affected by the mode of passion. Yeah, he was running after his own daughter. Yeah, it is described actually in some other kalpa. Lord Brahma has five heads. He has five heads. In the beginning, he has one head. Of course, we hear different stories about Brahma, and that may also different Brahmas, not this particular Brahma. So in the beginning, Brahma has only one head. Yeah, and then when he saw his daughter Devi, so he was affected by the mode of passion and attacked by Cupid, and then he ran after her, and then he was searching for her in four directions. So that's how another three heads developed. And then when she ran upward, so she developed the fifth head, which is on the top. Yeah. So now Brahma has five heads. And then she ran toward Kailas, asking for protection to Lord Shiva. And then Lord Shiva just chop off one head, which is go upward. You see? So different descriptions, yeah, about Brahma's life. It may not be our particular Brahma at this lifetime, but could be another Brahma. But I'm saying even Lord Brahma, whose bodily construction made of only subtle element of intelligence, there is a chance to be affected by lower modes of material. Yeah. Therefore, we have to transcend. So this verse is the concluding verse about the characteristic, destination, action in the modes. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada explained it. There is an opportunity for man in the mode in the modes of ignorance and passion to be elevated to the mode of goodness. And that system is called Krishna consciousness. But one who does not take advantage of this opportunity will certainly continue in the lower modes. So what Srila Prabhupada explained here is that the Krishna consciousness movement is the only hope by which we can elevate ourselves. I think I told you the story of Big Pan by Indrajumna Maharaj. Yeah, how he was like a drunkard, filthy, dirty, hardly could speak, drug addict, hippie, become a great book distributor in our movement. Yeah. So a drug addict person is actually completely situated in the mode of ignorance. Yeah, ignorance. Yeah. But by Krishna consciousness, that person elevated to the very, very transcendental platform, surpassing even in the mode of goodness. Yeah, surpassing the mode of goodness. That's Sudasattva. Yeah. All right. Before we continue to the next discussion, Krishna will explain about how to transcend the three modes. Whether any questions or comments, please. If there is no, we shall continue. Yeah. So from text number 19 to 27, yeah, Krishna will explain about transcending the modes. Yeah. One transcends all three modes by knowing that all within this world takes place under the modes, and by understanding that Krishna's activities are transcendental to the modes. One who engages in undeviating devotional service comes to the level of Brahman, of which Krishna is the source. Sagunan Samatityaikam Brahma Bhuyaya. That will be explained in the text number 26. Verse 22 answers Arjuna's first question about the symptoms of a transcendentalist. Verse 23 to 25 answer his second question as to what is such a person's behavior. Verse 26 and 27 discuss bhakti, the method of transcending the modes, thus answering Arjuna's third question. Yeah. In the beginning, Arjuna was asking all these questions. Now, toward the end, Krishna just round up that by giving answers. Text number 19. When one properly sees that in all activities no other performer is at work than these modes of nature, and he knows the Supreme Lord who is transcendental to all these modes, he attains my spiritual nature. Purport. One can transcend all the activities of the modes of material nature simply by understanding them properly, by learning from the proper souls. The real spiritual master is Krishna, and he is imparting this spiritual knowledge to Arjuna. Similarly, it is from those who are fully in Krishna consciousness that one has to learn the science of activities in terms of the modes of nature. Otherwise, one's life will be misdirected. It has already been stated in the 7th chapter that one who has surrendered to Krishna is relieved from the activities of material nature. For one who is able to see things as they are, the influence of material nature gradually ceases. See? So Prabhupada is explaining here the aspect of bhakti is the only method by which one can transcend the mode of nature. Prabhupada specifically mentioned in the chapter 7. Anybody still remember which verse is stating such? That by surrendering to Krishna, one is relieved from the influence of the three modes of material nature. What is the sloka?
Daivi Esha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratteya.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you, Murari Madhava Prabhu. Yeah. Daivi Esha Gunamayi. Krishna mentioned Daivi. So the three modes of material nature is Krishna's divine energy. Therefore, we cannot conquer it by our own effort. Maya cannot be conquered by our own effort because she is Krishna's energy. But mam evaye prapadyante maya vitam tarante. But if we surrender to Krishna, so Krishna will give us protection by which Maya cannot attack us. If we want to fight against Maya by our own endeavor, there is no chance for us to win because Maya is Krishna's energy and very powerful. Duradaya, Krishna means Duradaya means very, very difficult to overcome. Yeah. But by Krishna's mercy, Krishna's protection, we will be protected. Yeah. So we are not exactly conquering Maya, but we are protected by Krishna, by which Maya cannot attack us. Because we cannot defeat Maya. Maya is Krishna's energy. The only safe way is that seeking Krishna's protection, by which he will protect us. So here, seeing the modes as the doers. Yeah. So we are not the doer. Yeah, this is also described in the 3rd chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, we are not the doer, but the modes of nature is the doer. And the Lord is transcendental to the mode. Therefore, we are seeking Krishna's protection because he's transcendental. If we want to transcend the 3 modes of material nature, so we have to seek the protection of a person who always transcendental to the modes. Text number 20. When the embodied being is able to transcend these 3 modes associated with the material body, he can become free from birth, death, old age, and their distresses, and can enjoy nectar even in this life. How can one stay in a transcendental position even in this body? In full Krishna consciousness is explained in this verse. Although one is within this material body, by his advancement in spiritual knowledge, he can be free from the influence of the modes of nature. He can enjoy the happiness of spiritual life even in this body, because after leaving this body, he's certainly going to the spiritual sky. But even in this body, he can enjoy spiritual happiness. In other words, devotional service in Krishna consciousness is the sign of liberation from material entanglement. And this will be explained in the 18th chapter. When one is freed from the influence of the modes of material nature, he enters into devotional service. Yeah. In the 18th chapter. Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma, that verse. Naso Chatina Kansati, Sama Sarveshu Bhutesu, Mad Bhaktim Labate Param. Krishna means Mad Bhaktim Labate Param. Easy for that person to be engaged in Krishna service, Mad Bhaktim, to my service. Yeah. If a person situated in the Brahmabhuta platform. Of course, our goal as devotees is not simply to be situated in the Brahmabhuta platform, because this is like a 0 stage. Like there is plus, there is 0, and there is minus. So Brahmabhuta platform is when a person just realizing that he is Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. But further to that, we have to go to the positive side. And that's devotional service. To transcend the modes is actually not so easy, yeah. But by Krishna consciousness, becomes easy, yeah. Depending on how deep is our practice, how serious we are performing our sadhana. Yeah. And Prabhupada clearly mentioned here, even while a person situated in the material body, he can experience the transcendental bliss, because the body becomes spiritualized when the body engages in devotional service. He is even considered to be liberated. Yeah. Ihayasya haredasya karman manasa gira nikila swapyavastasu jivan mukta sa uchyate. Yeah. This verse is from the Padma Purana, quoted by Srila Rupa Goswami in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Yeah. Ihayasya Haridasya. If a person engages in the Haridasya, means service to Lord Hari, using his karma, his work, manasa, mind, karmana, manasa, gira, and all what he has, such as body, wealth. Nikila Swapyavastha Sujivan Mukta Sapuchati. Although he still have material body, that person is considered to be a Jivan Mukta or liberated person because his body is no longer material. He is no longer affected by the three modes of material nature, like I was mentioning Srila Haridas Thakur in the beginning. So we are influenced by the three modes of material nature. Yeah. Therefore, we feel the difference of chanting our rounds in the morning, afternoon, and night. But Srila Haridas Thakur, he feels the same ecstasy chanting in whatever time because he is no longer affected by the three modes of material nature. Yeah, it is described that Srila Haridas Thakur, if nobody brings him prasadam for 3 days, he just keep chanting for 3 days without taking prasadam. But in our case, it's completely different. If my stomach is hungry, so I put my beads down. First, I have to feed my stomach. Then I will chant peacefully. Yeah, that's my case. Yeah. When I remember some devotees, some devotees taking a kind of sankalpa. This is like personal things. Taking some kind of sankalpa that he will not have his breakfast until he finishes his 16 rounds. Yeah. So first, his round becoming his priority. Then he will eat something. Yeah. So I know some devotees doing that kind of sankalpa. Even I have tried that when I was in Brahmachari ashram, and life was so good. Life was so good. When you prioritize your chanting, your sadhana, you go for Mangalarati, you sit in a class regularly, you prioritize your chanting, and everything during the day becomes so smooth, becomes so smooth. Sometimes being a grihastha, this is just my personal observation. Yeah, this is just my personal observation. I don't know, different devotees has different experience, but if I chant nicely my rounds in the morning, during the day, everything is so nice. Service is nice, relationship with wife is nice, with friends is nice. But when I don't chant my rounds properly in the morning, sometimes quarreling happen, and then I just sit down and contemplating what's going on today. Sometimes I fight with my wife just because of small thing, that may happen because I don't chant my rounds properly in the morning, I'm saying. So during the day, this problem, that problem, just crumble as if the whole world crumbling on my head. I don't know. This is my own observation, or other devotees here also may experiencing the same. Yeah. Anyway, that's my own observation. Yeah, when we chant our rounds properly, throughout the day, everything becomes smooth. You feel that very enthusiastic in performing your services, other services, because when you don't complete your round, 16 rounds, even while performing service, you have this anxiety. Sometimes you just rush with your service, and then the quality of your service minimized because you have to save time to chant your rounds. Yeah, actually, our life as devotees is so wonderful. We can observe so many things. Yeah. Anyway, so if we engage in Krishna consciousness, so as Srila Prabhupada mentioned here, that this is the hope by which we can be protected by the influence of the three modes of material nature. Yeah, so this is the result of transcending the modes. Yeah, some devotees in the chat section mentioned here. Very true, bro. Completely agree. Yeah. So that means I'm not the only one who is experiencing this. Yeah. So this is could be one of our contemplation, meditation. If something goes wrong during the day, we have to come back, meditate. What I have done in the morning. Did I do my sadhana properly? Did I chant my rounds properly? Yeah. Okay. Nice. Text 21. Arjuna inquired, O my dear Lord, by which symptoms is one not? Okay, this is Arjuna's question in which um, Krishna will respond later on, just right after this questions. Yeah. O my dear Lord, by which symptoms is one known who is transcendental to these three modes? What is his behavior and how does he transcend the modes of nature? Actually, this question is a bit similar with Arjuna's inquiries in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, yeah, where he mentions Sthita, Pragya, Chaka, Bhasha. Yeah. How is the symptoms of a person situated in the transcendental platform? Sthita Pragya means fix in Krishna consciousness. Kabasa, how he speaks, how he talk, how he walk, how he sit. Mm. This is Arjuna's question in chapter 2, and Krishna respond to that. So this is kind of a similar question. Yeah. What is the characteristic? What is the symptoms of a person who is transcendental to these three modes? How is his behavior? And then how he transcends. Yeah. So this is Arjuna's three question. Prabhupada said, unless one knows the direct means by which one can be situated always transcendentally, there is no possibility of showing the symptoms. So all these questions put by Arjuna are very important, and the Lord answered them. Yeah. So just like Arjuna asked in chapter 2, how a Sthita Pragya person who is situated fixedly in transcendence, how he talks. Prabhupada explained how he talks by constantly uh, talking about Krishna Katha. Krishna Katha emanates constantly from his mouth. That's how he talks. And then how he sits. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explained, sitting means how he controls his senses. And then how he walking, according to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, explained, how he walks means how he engages his senses. Yeah, in chapter 2, just to remind all of us again. Yeah. So as Srila Prabhupada mentioned here, person can be judged by his activities, yeah, by his characteristic. Yeah. As Srila Prabhupada also mentioned that a well-dressed man will be immediately, Prabhupada mentioned a foolish person, but who is well-dressed will be immediately recognized as soon as he opens his mouth. Yeah. So what comes out from a person's mouth, that's actually an indication what he is. Okay, text 22 to 25. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O son of Pandu, he who does not hate illumination, attachment, and delusion when they are present or long for them when they disappear, who is unwavering and undisturbed through all these reactions of the material qualities, remaining neutral and transcendental, knowing that the modes alone are active, who is situated in the self and regards alike happiness and distress, who looks upon a lump of earth, a stone, and a piece of gold with an equal eye, who is equal toward the desirable and undesirable, who is steady, situated equally well in praise and blame, honor and dishonor, who treats alike both friend and enemy, and who has renounced all material activities, such a person is said to have transcended the modes of nature. Yeah. How he no, this is the characteristic. Yeah. Equally seeing happiness and distress, friends and enemies. This is hard. This is hard. Honestly speaking, this is hard. Seeing wealth, seeing gold and pebbles on the street to be equal. Are you kidding me? That's really hard. That's really hard. But a person who have transcended the three modes of material nature will see this. Yeah, will see this equally. You know, treating friends and enemies equally. Only Krishna can do that. Yeah, and pure devotees. Therefore, Krishna mentioned, Samoham sarvabhutesu name dvesastina priyaha. I treat everybody equally. Samoham sarvabhutesu, all living entities. Name dvesastina priyaha. I don't have any enemy. I don't have any friend also. So Krishna treats us equally. But the fact here in the material world is that friends and enemies based on uh, how much that person contribution in my life or my happiness. You know, if he brings me happiness, he's my friend. But if he brings me trouble, he's my enemy. And the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Because if if you hate a person, for example, and another person also hate him, so you will make friendship with that person who hates him to pull him down. That's the conception of friends and enemies in the material world. Yeah. But a person who sees that on the equal vision is a really intelligent person. It transcended the modes of material nature. Yeah. Pandita Samadarshina. Samadarshi means seeing equally. Yeah. Just like Chanakya Pandit mentioned, Matrivat Paradareshu Paradraveshu Losavat Atmavan Sarvabhuteshu Yapashati Sapandita. This is the vision of a Pandit, of a learned person. Matrivat Sarvadareshu, seeing all women to be mothers, all women except one's wife to be mother. Yeah. Matrivat Paradareshu. And then Paradraveshu Lostravat, seeing the wealth of other as good as stone in the street. Meaning, don't hanker for the wealth of others. The moment you hanker for the wealth of others, you bring troubles into your life. Yeah. And then, Atmavan Sarvabhutesu, treating all jivas, all living entities, as good as how we treat ourselves. Yeah, we don't want to be hurt, so we should not hurt other living entities. Yeah, pasyati sapanditaha. So those who can see in that vision is a real intelligent person. Now this is hard, but gradually we have to develop this quality. Yeah, and that quality will automatically develop as we are progressing in Krishna consciousness. Yeah. Now this is answering Arjuna's first and second questions. Yeah. And then text, still in the text number 22 to 25. This is Srila Prabhupada's purport. Yeah. When one is conscious of the material body, he acts only for sense gratification. But when one transfers the consciousness to Krishna, sense gratification automatically stops. One does not need this material body, and he does not need to accept the dictations of the material body. The qualities of the material modes in the body will act. But as spirit soul, the self is aloof from such activities. How does he become aloof? He does not desire to enjoy the body, nor does he desire to get out of it. thus transcendently situated, the devotee becomes automatically free. The next question concerns the dealings of a transcendently situated person. The materially situated person is affected by so-called honor and dishonor offered to the body, but the transcendently situated person is not affected by such false honor and dishonor. He performs his duty in Krishna consciousness and does not mind whether a man honors or dishonors him. He accepts things that are favorable for his duty in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, he has no necessity of anything material, either a stone or gold. He takes everyone as his dear friend who helps him in his execution of Krishna consciousness, and he does not hate his so-called enemy. He is equally disposed and sees everything on an equal level because he knows perfectly well that he has nothing to do with material existence. Yeah. So transcendentally situated person will always remain sober. Yeah. If we see in the sixth canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the pastime of Vritrasura, yeah, of course he was uh, Maharaj Chitraketu in his previous life. He got cursed by Parvati and now he became demon, Vritrasura. So this demon Vritrasura can be killed only by the Narayan Kavacha. Even Indra's thunderbolt, yeah, his Vajra cannot scratch his skin. So the priests of the demigods told that actually the only thing that can kill Vritrasura is a weapon made by the bone of Dadichi Muni, and then that should be uh, armor by the Narayan Kavacha. So Indra, being so selfish for his own enjoyment, just approached Dadichi Muni and told him that, look, Dadichi Muni, we need your bone to kill Vritasura. So Dadichi Muni, being a transcendental person, he said that, okay. In other words, actually, Indra said that I need to kill you to kill Vritasura. Yeah. Imagine if a person approach you and want to kill you will defend yourself immediately. But that Muni, being a transcendent person, he said that, okay, if that's the only option that we have, okay, take my life. Anyway, this material body is meant to be eaten by vulture and jackals. Yeah. So without hesitation, as soon as that Muni agreed, Indra immediately slayed his head and took his bone, yeah, to make a weapon, and then armor by the Narayan Kavacha, and killed Vritrasura. So the example here is that like Dadichi Muni, he's not seeing happiness, material distress uh, in the way how we see it, but he's completely transcendental. He see it equally because material happiness, as Srila Prabhupada mentioned here, a person who's situated in the transcendental platform, he remain aloof from the material body. Yeah, that jiva remain aloof. That means he doesn't need this material body. Yeah. So seeing in the equal vision is a hard thing. Yeah. But how we can achieve that platform? Here is the answer. Yeah. Text number 26. Mam chayo vyabhicharena. This word avyabhicharena means pure devotional service. Yeah. Bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatityaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. One who engages in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. Brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Yeah. Krishna's answer to Arjuna's third question. Yeah, how to transcend. So first question, how is his behavior? Yeah. and characteristic, second question. And then the third one is that how he transcends. So this is the answer, by pure devotional service. Prabhupada's purport: Krishna activities are known as Bhakti Yoga, always acting for Krishna. This includes not only Krishna, but his different plenary expansion, such as Rama and Narayan. He has innumerable expansions. One who is engaged in the service of any of the forms of Krishna or of his plenary expansion is considered to be transcendently situated. One should also note that all the forms of Krishna are fully transcendental, blissful, full of knowledge and eternal. Such personalities of Godhead are omnipotent and omniscient, and they possess all transcendental qualities. So if one engages himself in the service of Krishna or his plenary expansions with unfailing determination, although these modes of material nature are very difficult to overcome, one can overcome them easily. Prabhupada nailed it here by saying one can overcome them easily. Yeah. So there's only one requirement. Avya Bicharana Bhakti means pure devotional service. Now that's not easy to achieve. Yeah. But if a person achieve pure devotional service, easily he can cross over. Yeah. Samasitache padapalava plava mahat padam punya yasho murari bhavam budir vatsa padam param padam. Padam padam yadvi padam nates. This is a very famous verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam. So padam padam yadvi padam. In every steps in the material world full of dangers. But natesam, but not for a person who surrendered fully to Krishna. Yeah. Vatsa padam param padam. So a person who takes shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna, the big vast material ocean will shrink, become very, very small, and the size will become as small as the water contained in the hoof print of a calf. Yeah. That's the result of pure devotional service, fully, uh, taking shelter fully at the lotus feet of Krishna, or any of his expansion, as Srila Prabhupada mentioned, such as Rama, Narayan, any of his avatars. Yeah. And then the last verse, text number 27. And I am, Krishna conclude this, and I am the basis of the impersonal Brahman. Yeah, because Krishna mentioned in text 26, Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. And Krishna is clearly mentioned here. He is the source of that Brahman, yeah, which is immortal, imperishable, and eternal, and is the constitutional position of ultimate happiness. The constitution of Brahman is immortality, imperishable, eternity, and happiness. Yeah, Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Brahman is the beginning of transcendental realization. Paramatma, the super soul, is the middle, and the second stage in transcendental realization, and the supreme personality of Godhead is the ultimate realization of the absolute truth. Yeah, Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavan iti Savyati. Therefore, both Paramatma and the impersonal Brahman are within the supreme person. Yeah, Prabhupada gives the analogy just like sun. Yeah, both the sunlight and then sun surface is contained in the sun globe. Although a person may rise to the stage of impersonal Brahman without going further with no information of the Supreme Person, his intelligence is not perfectly clear. Therefore, in spite of being raised to the Brahman platform, there is a chance of falling down if one is not engaged in devotional service of the Lord. Yeah, in Brahma Jyoti, this has happened. Yeah, person will fall down again because there is no engagement. There is no engagement in Krishna's service. So this text is concluding the chapter by mentioning that how Krishna is the source of Brahman. This is the final statement from the purport. Devotional service to the Lord is very simple. Prabhupada said, very simple. One should always engage in the service of the Lord. Should eat the remnants of foodstuffs offered to the deity, smell the flowers offered to the lotus feet of the Lord, see the places where the Lord had his transcendental pastimes, read of different activities of the Lord, his reciprocation of love with his devotees, chant always the transcendental vibration, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and observe the fasting days commemorating the appearances and disappearances of the Lord and his devotees. By following such a process, one becomes completely detached from all material activities. Yeah, Srila Prabhupada gives us practical aspect of performing devotional service. Yeah. So just to conclude the chapter, so in the beginning, Krishna glorifies transcendental knowledge, in which actually Krishna says, this is the best knowledge so far that I'm giving to you, compared to whatever knowledge that we have, compared to whatever knowledge that I have given to you. Yeah, because this is like the root cause of our entanglement. So Krishna talks so much about bhakti, of course, in the past, in the previous chapters. But here Krishna is talking about the root cause of our entanglement. And ultimately, Krishna concludes this chapter by explaining the superiority of bhakti, in which actually bhakti is the only way by which we can come out from this entanglement. Throughout the chapter, Krishna very elaborately explaining about the symptoms, the characteristic, the resultant of action of the mode, and death also, destination of person giving up the body while situated in particular modes. And ultimately, we have to transcend the modes of material nature by the method of pure devotional service. Okay, so up to this point, were there any questions or comments? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhuji,
Yes.
is there any possibility of a person rendering some devotional service still falls under the mode of ignorance, necessitating is taking birth in animal among the animal kingdom, Prabhuji?
Is that, can you repeat the question again?
Is there any possibility of a person rendering some devotional service still falling in the mode of ignorance?
Ignorance. Yeah. Yes. There is always, thank you for that question. There is always possibility. As long as we are in the material world, there is always possibility of falling down. Srila Prabhupada give the example, that's like there is always chance of accident even while walking on the royal road. Yeah, royal road considered to be very safe. But sometimes we may stumble and fall down. So even while performing devotional service, because here is the case, here's the angles that we can see this matter, yeah, how to analyze this. As long as we are not performing devotional service purely, so there is always chance to, to be influenced by the lower modes such as ignorance, the mode of ignorance. Yeah. So, and then the result, we may fall down again. We may accept another types of body, animalistic body. Yeah. But we have to be clear also that there's no loss while performing bhakti, even after we fall down. Yeah. It is confirmed by Krishna in the second chapter. Nihabhikramana Susti. So there is no loss. Pratyavayo navidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya. There's no loss, of course. Even we see some example like Maharaj Indrajumna, who became elephant, became Gajendra in the next life, because of his, not intentionally, actually, he was offending. Who was that? Who cursed him? Some Muni who cursed him. I think Durvasa, I think.
Agastya.
Yeah, Agastya. Thank you, Agastya. He became elephant. But still, while in the body of elephant, he remained conscious about who he was in his previous life. And like Britasura also, he was great devotee. Yeah. Although in the body of a demon, he remained conscious. And then Bharat Maharaj also, who became a deer in the next life, and then became Jada Bharata in his next life again. Yeah, remain conscious. That means there is always a chance to fall down even while performing devotional service. Yeah, we can imagine the bhakti performed by Maharaja Bharata. It is described here already on the level of bhava bhakti. And Rupa Goswami explained those who are situated in bhava bhakti will not have any chance to fall down. Yeah, but we see Bharat Maharaj, who is actually in the platform of bhava bhakti, still get attacked by Maya. But of course, we have to ultimately understand falling down means giving up Krishna consciousness altogether. But if we still have some effort, despite of falling down, we still have some effort to continue Krishna consciousness. That fall down is actually simply an accidental fall down. Yeah, simply an accidental fall down. And you will progress in Krishna consciousness for sure. Krishna will give you facility. So yes, answering your question, there is always a chance. Therefore, we have to be very careful also. Uh, One time, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that the reason why my disciples fall down because they're not afraid enough of Maya. Yeah, they're not afraid enough of Maya. They are very confident. Now I conquer Maya. Now I overcome Maya. They're very confident. Yeah. But as I mentioned earlier, you cannot conquer Maya. It's Krishna's divine energy. Then this false ego raised in your head, you conquer Maya, and then suddenly the next day you found yourself somewhere, you fall down. Prabhupada said, because my disciple not afraid enough of Maya. It doesn't mean that we have to afraid Maya in a negative way. Afraid of Maya means always give some precautions. Yeah. But we don't afraid Maya. Just like a good person, a good citizen doesn't afraid policemen. Yeah, we are not criminal. Criminals, they're afraid of policemen. But we're not afraid of Maya in the sense of we are acting negatively. Yeah. I meant to say that we have to be afraid of Maya in the sense of just giving precautions. Just giving precaution. Because Maya is Krishna's energy. Maya can be our friend also. Yeah, that Mahamaya transferred into Yoga Maya if we have the right consciousness, right engagement. Yeah. So yes, there is always chance to be influenced by the lower modes such as mode of ignorance, even while performing devotional service, depending on our consciousness and quality of service. But if we dedicate our life in pure devotional service, then there is no chance for them. Yeah.
Thank
But
you.
we have to be always thinking in the way that I am fallen soul. So I have to be very, very careful all the time. The moment we think that we are on the sky flying so high, then we'll fall down. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
All right. So um, I will not continue to the next chapter, chapter 15, because I'm going to give another class in the temple for Srimad Bhagavatam this morning, and I have to do quite a few things here at home. Yeah. So thank you so much. We'll see you again on Wednesday.